Ready.
Hello. How is everyone doing today on this beautiful July morning? At least it's morning for Lori and I. Welcome to another episode of the Unapologetically Unstoppable Women podcast. You may notice that we're missing Anne today, but
Yeah.
she is off working her business like the queen that she is. So we are going to be missing her today, but Lori and I are confident that we're going to provide just a robust conversation today on independence and freedom. We felt it was very important with America's 250th birthday coming up on July 4th. Um, and for those of you across the pond and in other areas, might not mean much for you. However, independence and freedom is one of those things that no matter where you are, um, those resonate. And the other thing that, well, when Lori and I were talking about this, is we all have our own definitions of what independence means to us, what freedom means to us. So hang on. This is going to be a great conversation and learning opportunity. So nice to see you, Lori.
Good to see you, Angie, as always. And you said no matter independence is important no matter where you are, but also no matter who you are.
Oh, I love that.
Because we especially on the 4th of July here in the US, we're celebrating and all that, that we're independent. We get to choose as a Congress, I can't even think. I'm so excited about this. But as a group of people who have decided years ago how to run a country that is allowing people their freedoms. Whereas back 250 years ago, we didn't have those freedoms because we were um, under the control of another country. So, but so take that big picture and bring it down to an individual.
Mm.
We're raised for years being told how we should act. And that how we should act is different depending upon your environment,
Mm.
your family, your network, your even the area in which you live.
Yeah, your culture, yeah, your
Culture.
community.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. And speaking especially to women in business, women, we're taught, we've been taught we're strong and we should be working, right? There are women who apologize for being a stay-at-home mom. It's no apology necessary.
Oh,
It's your choice. And independence gives us that choice, and we should embrace it
yes.
every facet of our life. Do
Yes.
I want to have water or coffee? Well, nobody's going to tell me what I want in the morning. I
Right.
know. Now that's a simple example, but what about what job you have, or whether or not you have a job or a stay-at-home mom, or whether you wear a collared shirt or a tank top, or have your hair up, or have multicolored hair. It's your choice. Embrace it. Go with it and do
Yes.
it unapologetically.
Yes. I love that. And yeah, and so many times we are told, like sugar and spice and everything nice. And that's what little girls are made of, right? And, you're to be seen and not heard, and all these other things that were around, at least when Lori and I were growing up. Um, and it's like, no, that's not my idea of freedom. That's not my idea of independence. And I am sometimes I'm smart, free thinking woman.
Very smart.
and I choose not to adhere to those things, and I have the freedom to be me, have the, like Lori said, the multicolored hair. And I want that. I want that freedom and that independence and the autonomy to make my own decisions and to have my own thoughts and, to say what I want. And I'm going to add a caveat to that. As long as let's not say stuff just to hurt other people, right? Like,
Right.
let's be nice humans.
Yes, yes,
And
be
it's like you,
kind.
you can think whatever you want, but it doesn't always need to be said. And I'm not trying to poo poo on anyone's parade by saying, you're talking about independence and now you're telling me not to say stuff. And it's like, well, let's just be nice.
Yes, yes,
um,
definitely.
I think we can all agree that nice is and kind is so much better than being confrontational and all of that. But
Yeah.
um, but being able to, like, when I started my business, one of the main things I wanted was I want to control over my calendar. That's independence for me. That's freedom for
Yes.
me. I schedule my appointments when I want to schedule my appointments. So I've structured my business in a way that works best for me and my energy levels and my lifestyle. And that's just one example of freedom and independence for me. And I love that I have the opportunity to do that.
Yes. And, so I did this very similar. I left my corporate job and decided to go out on my own and create Journey to Inner Joy because I decided I didn't want to have that corporate environment anymore. I decided that I have something that I want to share with the world and I want to be able to do it in my own way. But the interesting thing is, so this is what I'm going into my fourth or fifth year as an entrepreneur. The first few years, really up until meeting you, Angie, I was being told, well, no, you got to do this. You got to make, 20 cold calls a week and all this stuff. And I'm like, if I wanted to do that, I would have gone in sales at corporate and I could have made a buku bucks.
Yes.
But it was my choice, and I made a choice that, okay, this isn't feeling right for me. If
Mm,
it, if I can't have my business and feel good about me and my business and what I'm doing in my business, then there's no reason for me to do this. I may as well go back into corporate and do what everybody else tells me I should do. So that freedom to make a choice and choose it, even though people were saying, Lori, why would you do that? Why would you leave corporate? You were making good money. You were, well, and honestly, I got laid off in 2020, so COVID. And then they called me right back and wanted me to be a consultant for them. So they hired me as a consultant, but then after a year, I was like, no, I'm done being a consultant. I just don't want to do this. And my partner was like, but you were making good money. Why would you do that? I'm like, because I'm not happy.
yeah. Yes. And um so did you feel like the unhappiness was hindering like your freedom and your independence?
My ability to be me, my ability to be joyful. I mean, there's one thing about happy. There's a fine line, I think, between happy and joyful. Joyful is just something that you feel I can't say all the time, but it's there, even though you're not like happy,
You're right.
like how I do that. So, and I was just, I could feel it in my body. My body just felt heavier. My being just felt heavy, and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, yes. And even hearing you talk about it, it's like you can just hear the heaviness and feel the weight of, and how it was holding you back from having that independence and that freedom that your body was saying, I want, I need. This is what makes me joyful. This is, my happy place, and, that type of thing.
Yes, yes, yes. If I can go back to when you were talking about, you know, you don't have to say everything, like you want to be honest, you want to have your freedom and all that stuff, but at the same time you want to make sure that you're being kind. And there's an author, Dr. David R. Hamilton, and I love him because he's funny. He's got a great accent. And he's written several books. And the most recent one that I wrote said, The Joy of Giving an F.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all about how to, what I love about it, it's all about not only how to be kind to others, but also be kind to yourself. And when
Mm,
there's that conflict, how to do it, different ways of managing conflicts and managing, well, I really want to do this. This makes me happy, but then it's going to annoy someone else. And just how to navigate that. It was so beautiful. It's beautifully written, easy read. So if you guys, if any listeners are out there, get the book. It's on Amazon. But also, if you have a good book or good, some
yes.
good resource that we can use, let us know. Put it in the comments.
Yes, would love that. And Lori, maybe we can share the link to the book to make it easy for our
Oh,
listeners um
sure.
to
Let me make a
to
note of that.
to grab that book because that's a book that I'm going to grab because I love that. And
Yeah.
because when we care, it's because it means something to us. Um, and when I think about like I I don't know what probably within like the last I would say 8 years or so, I've really been focused on leaning into my values and the things that truly I value. And freedom is one of those things that I value. And I realized because if I don't, um, then things just aren't aligned. Things start going in a wonky way. And it's like at the time, I kind of can't see the forest through the trees. But in hindsight, I look and it's like, because it's bumping up against my values, And so when it bumps up, especially because freedom is such a high value for me, if something bumps up against that, um, things just, they don't, there's no flow. I feel like the Jenga, it's like the very first piece I pull out, the whole thing comes crumbling down, you know.
Oh,
And it's because
great.
I'm not in alignment with that value.
Great. And you feel it physically,
Mm-hmm.
mentally, and listen, ladies, watching this, Angie is a phenomenal sales and marketing coach, and she's helped me through because talking about being an entrepreneur, I get stuck. My brain is telling me you have to, and I'm like, I don't have time. And Angie's was she was fabulous and helped me. Okay, this you do this. This is how you really slice it up, and so that I'm not overwhelmed and I still have my choices. The one question that she asks is, what do you like to do? And you asked it in a different way, but what are the things you really want to do? What is that makes you happy? And build that into your day. And it was
Yes.
it was so beautiful. I'll tell you, ever since she told me that, I've just been like crazy good, just feeling really good about my business, feeling really good about what I'm doing. So, yes, Angie guided me on that. But if I didn't take her advice, if I just kept being in my head with I have to do, I don't have a choice. That's the thing. I don't have a choice. I have to. I would have quit.
Oh.
So, thank you, Angie. I love you and then the work you do, but it's also for you listeners. You know, if you are feeling that, find someone who you can talk to who's going to lift you up and give you permission, not that you need it, but
Right.
when you're feeling down, your brain wants permission, your body, your heart wants relief. So you got to balance that out.
Mm. Oh, I love how you said that. Yes, and it does really help to have that trusted advisor, that you can lean on, who is going to be honest, but being kind. you
Yes.
There's no need to be mean. We don't have to be mean. Um, and yeah, and to really help you release those anchors that are getting in the way of that independence and that freedom. Because if you think about it, if you walked around with an anchor, all the time, just carrying it across your back, and every step you take gets heavier and heavier and heavier because you got this anchor on, there's no independence there. There's no freedom there because you physically can't, because this anchor is like keeping you, stuck. And so just being able to have that conversation, and if you're not sure about a trusted advisor, reach out to any one of us. I'm going to talk about Anne behind her back and say, I know she would love to have a conversation with you. Lori would love to have a conversation with you. I'd love to have a conversation with you. So we would gladly help you with that and help you release some of that so that you can have that freedom and that independence, and feel like you have more choices rather than being stuck.
Yes, yes. And I know I've talked about this before, but like your brain is is often what keeps you stuck because your brain, I mean, it has a lot of functions, obviously, but the one function that's holding us back is the fight or flight. Our
Mm,
brain is always looking out, and it comes from our history, from thousands and millions of years of history, always having to, in order to survive, you had to be safe. You had to watch out for the saber-toothed tigers and the dinosaurs and all that stuff. That's still in our brain from our ancestors. And our brain, there is a good portion of our brain that is always on alert.
yeah,
So we don't have it's great if you're about to walk out in front of a bus,
right.
but it's not good when you're trying to make a decision for your business or your family or yourself, because the brain's gonna say, don't go there. That's scary. Yeah, no, no. People are gonna talk, and you got to get it away from that. You got to get around that, get past that, and bring it into your body. Ask your body what it wants.
Mm, yes. I'm still fixated on how your brain wants permission and your body wants relief. And that just makes so much sense to me. And so thank you for that wisdom, because yeah, so I really feel like the next time I get stuck, that's something that I can really feel into and say, no, brain, it goes against my freedom, it goes against my independence, staying stuck. And so I'm going to do whatever relief my body is looking for. That's the better choice for me.
Yes, yes. And I love how you take Fridays off.
Yeah.
Because just as you were talking, I'm like, yeah, that's why you take Fridays off. That's why you oh, am I allowed to call you out?
Yeah.
Hang out in your pool,
Yes.
because, and then she sends us pictures and makes us jealous. But yes, those are the little things that we ladies, we not only can do, should do, must do for our own mental, physical well-being. And I'm telling you, when you are feeling good physically and mentally yourself, people around you notice.
Yeah.
I used to make fun of the happy wife, happy life thing because I'm like, look, guys, you choose your happiness. But then I was like, okay, I'm kind of liking that now because it is a good, and it's not just wife, happy life, but happy anybody, the people around you feel that, and you can either lift them up or drag them down with you.
Yep. Yep. And I've noticed that whenever I have that freedom of having a longer weekend and spending time in my pool, I'm actually more productive. And it seems counterintuitive, right? Like my brain has a hard time reconciling that, but to use Lori's analogy, but my body feels so much more relief. And, and so then my brain, like all the happy juices get flowing all up in there. And I'm much more productive in a shorter amount of time because I've listened and I know what works for me. Now, that might not work for everyone. And some of you, your butt probably puckered just a little bit, going, "What? 4 day week? I can't do that. I could work 27 days in a week and I still not get everything done." Right. But it doesn't have to be that way. It definitely doesn't have to be that way. And so that's priority management. It's not even about time management, it's about priority management. That's a whole other topic for a whole other day. We'll have to
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, and it also goes physiologically, 'cause for some people, and I know for me, it helps me to make those wise decisions to take care of myself because I'm understanding now with books I've read that how your brain makes it even worse, harder for you. The harder you work, the more your brain gets in the way.
Yes.
And you stop thinking clearly and you start thinking in panic mode. And then you're in fight or flight mode. And then, as I like to say, stress makes you stupid.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
the blood literally goes to the primitive part of your brain because you're in fight or flight mode.
Yeah. Yep. And I had a brilliant thought that I was going to say about this. Um, and we underestimate the amount of energy that our brains use every single day. Like our brains burn calories, and people don't realize that. And so, and now stress does, and because your brain's working on overtime, that doesn't mean you're burning more calories. You're actually creating disconnections in your brain. Um, and so whenever you find, that freedom and that independence and working in a way that is in harmony with your values and your life and the things that are important to you, that's when the magic happens in your brain and the blood goes to all the right places that it needs to go. You're actually creating neuroplasticity. You're just helping yourself. You're burning more calories in a good way. And so there's just, I mean, there's a whole like physiological response that comes from that. And once you find out what it is that works best for you, like, are you a morning person? Are you a night owl? Do you hit a wall at 9 p.m.? And looking at your day and how you structure your day so that you can do those high capacity tasks when you have the most energy, and finding out those types of things and just making those little teeny tiny adjustments can make the biggest difference in the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's a choice, the
Yeah.
freedom of choice. And
Mm-hmm.
you, we're trained, especially if you're anywhere in the corporate world, you're trained to not waste a moment. I mean, I remember literally, this has been years and years ago, going through training on how to maximize your time
Yeah.
and maximize your time, not by taking care of yourself either. So we're trained. I mean, that's like
Oh
we're
no.
supposed to be all the time. Uh-oh.
Lori is
Angie,
temporarily frozen. I hope she comes
oh,
back.
I'm here, but Angie, you're frozen.
Well,
One of us is frozen. We'll see from the recording. Um, but oh, my internet connection is unstable, it says.
Ah, so you were talking about trainings and maximizing your time before you dipped out temporarily.
Yes, yes. And I don't know what's on the recording or not because you were still, anyway. So I'll repeat it just in case, technology, right? Technology.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what was I talking about? Oh, the importance of the training that I had. It was literally required training on how to maximize your day at work. So you're always working, and it was essentially don't waste any time. Don't waste any time. But
Mm,
now we know that alleged wasted time is time for us to kick back,
yes.
take a breath,
Hmm.
clear the brain, let the blood flow to where it should be flowing to where we are truly smarter. And
Yes.
yeah, and
Yep.
you get more done, make less mistakes,
Yep.
and you feel
Absolutely.
better.
Absolutely. Yep. And that's why, I with and there are some exceptions. I mean, sometimes I sometimes Fridays are a catch-up day, or, it's like, well, I have a big project going on. So I choose to spend a little bit of time on this on a Friday. But once again, it's my choice. It's not like, oh, I have to. I don't have, thank God, I don't have anyone saying, get in your office and work, like your productivity's down,
That's
like,
right.
ah. I worked in a world where you were valued based on your productivity. And if your productivity slipped, you got fired. I mean, and heaven forbid that someone had some illness. One of my girlfriends had a baby, and she took her 3 months maternity leave, and that caused her productivity to slip. And when she came back, they fired her because her productivity dipped. And it's like, um, excuse me, how is what? Like, it doesn't make her a bad employee. She had a child. And so, but what message does that send? Work, 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 work. And then when
Right.
you think you can't work no more, keep on working, because that productivity is more important than you.
Yes, yes, and yes, definitely. And I know people who worked late nights and took on projects that really weren't theirs to undertake. They were somebody else's job, but somebody else pushed it on them. They felt
Mhm.
required, and they're working all kinds of hours, and they got sick,
Yeah.
and not just like, oh, a cold, but sick, like
Mm.
hospitalized sick.
Yeah.
And ladies, gentlemen, whoever's watching this, you are the most important thing.
Mm. Yes.
Your health and well-being is important not only to you, but everyone around you.
Yes.
Everyone around you. Declare your independence.
Yes. I love that. Yes. And if you have any stories or anything that you would like to share, or questions that you would like to ask in regards to, well, how did you manage that? And I'm afraid I'm going to lose my job if I, set healthy boundaries and declare my independence, and
Yeah.
do some different things. We would love to be able to just provide you with some customized strategies that fit you and your unique situation. So reach out
Mhm.
to us. We would love to be able to help in that space, because you will be a much healthier version of yourself, which benefits, like Lori said, not only you, but everyone around you.
It's your choices and taking care of yourself shows your kindness for those around you. How's that? How does that make you feel, ladies? Now are
I
you
love
willing to
it.
do it?
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. Well, this has been a great conversation, and
Yes.
listeners, hope you found a few little nuggets in there that you can take away. And definitely, we would love to hear from you. And also, if you have any topics that you would love us to explore, please let us know. We would love to address the topics that are important to you. So don't hesitate to reach out and share those with us as well.
Yes, and happy 250, America.
Yes, I got my
Oh yeah,
nails. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And yes, and for those of you not in the United States, may you have an amazing rest of your week, and
Yeah.
happy 4th of July to those of us in the United States. And until next time, this is the Unapologetically Unstoppable Women podcast. Bye.
Bye.